Welcome in. Today we're going to be doing Jeff Bezos, and we are going to start where we see all the colored stuff, the definition right here. This is called the channel of struggle, a design of being stubborn. So, do you guys recognize that within Jeff, him being a stubborn being? Now, this channel of struggle isn't talking about his life being a struggle. It's just actually he knows quite well what is worth struggling for, what is worth being risky for, what is worth fighting for. And when he does struggle for the correct things and moves through it and is stubborn for the correct things, that's when he will be inspirational. That's when he will be empowering to the tribe, the collective. Jeff does understand what is the proper timing for things to be done, and he does understand what is correct for him, whether it be people, places, things, or experiences. So he lets go of what is no longer needed and he holds on to what is healthy for him. Now, just because that is the only definition that exists here as a channel, I'm actually going to move through some things that we picked up over the course of just looking through his chart. So, Jeff really doesn't know just how much depth he really has. He also has these values about him that really do ground him. The values that he does hold is determination. So, determination is very grounding for him. He also does understand who's got the talent, and he does understand that change is the only thing that endures. But he is a person, this is something that really caught my eye here. His shining light out into the world, natural brilliance. He is a naturally brilliant person, and he shows a lot of restraint. All right, there's a lot of different things that I want to move through. He is a person who knows how to provoke or how to be provoked. The type of environment that Jeff needs to be in order for him to be successful is that of a role model. So he needs role models around him in order to, he needs role models in that type of environment in order for him to be successful. So, what does that even mean? Well, he needs a place where the first half of his life is going to be about trial and error and seeing what really works or not, and having this place where through the halfway point of his life he has this cocoon around him where he can lick off the wounds of what happened in the first part of his life, and now he's been thrust out into the world as a role model. So that's the type of environment that he does need in order to be successful. Now, what I see here is that the type of people that he needs in his environment to be successful are hermits. Those people who are drama free, away from the noise, who are natural geniuses, who just do their thing without needing to explain it. So that's the type of people he needs in his environment in order to be successful. Now, one thing that I saw here is that he does have the correct behavior to know what behavior is needed in the now. One of the things that I did see here was that he does have a capability of biting through, meaning that, there's always going to be interference. So he's able to overcome that. He has the capability of being able to do that. So if we really synthesize a lot of this together already, he is a person who is of natural brilliance and needs this drama-free environment in order to be successful. He is a person who understands what's correct for him in an instantaneous kind of way, because he does smell who's got the talent, and he does know what depth is required in order for him to fight through what is worth fighting for. One thing that I actually picked up, and this is what I've been trying to get through, it's just a lot of things more in the way, is that this 58-2, I have this 58-2, and although it's about the joy, is stimulation is the key to life, or key to joy. Jeff may have something in his life where he knows he takes it a little bit too far, and it might be hard for him to come back from that. For example, growing up, I knew I had an addictive personality, so I never did any of the addictive things because I would become addicted. So that's what I am talking about. Now, on a personal level, Jeff might feel these melancholic states. Is this really worth fighting for? Same shit, different day. Am I really inspirational? Do I really have this knowing? But those melancholic states are just a time of period before there's something super creative that's about to expose itself in a very unique and brilliant way. This natural brilliance that he has. All right. Now, a lot of the things that we have talked about so far is his definition. One of the things that I noticed that was consistent throughout his chart was his profile, the second number there, the 4. So what does that mean for him? That means that he is all about his network, his brotherhood, his sisterhood. And for him, that means that there is a tight-knit few, and then there are many. And sometimes people might get offended by that because, like, there are going to be people coming and going from his life, and that's just how it is. And for him as well is that he gives people chances, so many chances, to the point where if you fuck things up, that's too bad. You're out, and you're out for good, because you got so many chances. You were my brother, but now you're not. So his network means so much to him because that's where his opportunities come from, and he understands that. All right. Let us go back into the chart and let's talk about the white stuff in the chart. Now, when we talk about the white stuff in the chart, this is about where a person might find themselves having distortion. So it's not really you. And the reason why that is because it's just inconsistent. I'm already talking too much about the definition of all this stuff, so let's move on. Jeff, when he's not feeling himself, he might feel like he has something to prove. And the fact that he is Jeff Bezos, he might feel like he has a lot to prove. But the thing is that he has nothing to prove at all, not even to himself. He might even have these like step counters, or he's going to go to the gym and do this many things at the gym, or he's going to eat this many things this many ways, and just these like ways of measuring. But nobody's asked him to go harder, better, faster, stronger, but he feels like he has to. Sometimes he may not feel like he's enough or worthy or deserving, but those are just the chemical, not self feelings of the distortion of this little triangle here. He is enough. He is deserving. He is loving and loved. There's nothing that he needs to do to prove himself. Not to you, not to himself. And this actually wreaks havoc on the rest of the chart because he might feel like there is a lot that he has to prove. Maybe he feels like he has to prove where he knows he's going in life, what his direction is in life, or maybe he has to prove that he knows what love is. Maybe he feels like he has to market himself in a particular way or to be seen in a particular way. Maybe he has to prove or feels like he has to prove that he knows how to conceptualize things in a particular way, or proves that he knows. Maybe he feels very insecure in his knowing. Remember, these are some deep feels that he may never share with anybody ever. He may feel like, oh wow, am I really inspirational? Maybe he has to feel like he has to prove that he is inspirational or can be inspiring. Or maybe he can prove that he can control his money, can control his environment. And maybe he feels like he has to prove that he can go, 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 go. Or prove that he's the good guy. Because sometimes people might have the misunderstanding. He might oppose things without basis. So, right here, if he finds himself, in that distortion feeling within this area, he might find himself creating a mask or being the nice guy or telling too many truths or not telling enough truth at all. So, just being the guy who might feel like he has to prove, he just might commit to stuff that he might even not want to commit to because he's, just doesn't want to rock the boat because he needs to prove that he is inspirational. So, there's a lot of proving that Jeff might feel like he has to do. But once again, he has nothing to prove at all. Nothing to prove at all. The wisdom of this is that you really only know what you know, and people are going to see you when they do. And, having many directions, love, and identities in life is okay. And you can decide to not commit to things if you don't want to, if that is the case. And the wisdom here is that you only have as much energy as you have, so you need to understand from your own means of energy what's correct for you. So your body is going to tell you in this very silent way what's healthy for you or not. Did it move towards something? Did it move away from something? Your body gives you these little indications. What did it do? Why did you react that way? Your body is telling you. It's keeping you healthy. It's keeping you safe. It's keeping you in the proper energy of knowing what's worth struggling for and what's worth fighting for and what you can provoke or not, or what's worth starting, All right. We are going to stop here, but there's so many different things that we could talk about regarding Jeff because this is what his body thinks it's doing. This is what his brain thinks he is. This is what Jeff looks like when he's laying down, and we could talk about where his brain lies in regarding to like how he thinks in relation to how he sees the world. So we could talk about health. We could talk about unlimited amount of things. So I hope you enjoyed this experience. My name is Katie Lynn. This experience is $50, but if you want the full experience where I go deep down into leading you into knowing what your purpose is, that's $250. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.